Well, support for this Labour government already hitting a record low. Of course, well established that the honeymoon period for Keir Starmer's government, well, really, that has been cut short very, very quickly indeed, with Reform rising in the polls, just 1 point behind Labour now. And of course, you had that absolutely dire, low energy, milestones, missions, corporate gobbledygook that doesn't mean anything to anyone, Starmer so-called reset. At the same time, the reality is, of course, that the economy shrinking, and you've got now this very interesting situation where Nigel Farage, since the election, has actually seen, in terms of favourability, a 7-point lead now open up over Keir Starmer. And when you look, for instance, at the green net zero agenda, let's just look at the reality of the situation. That the other morning, in December, in the UK, gas accounting for 3/4 of the UK's electricity generation at that time. And Ed Miliband, can you get it down to 0% in just 5 years and keep the lights on? And at what cost? A very fair question. You can see there, renewables only on 7.5%. Andrew Neil there with another analysis of a morning that wind and solar were generating just 5% of UK electricity that morning versus 70% almost at gas. Meanwhile, we've got the Prime Minister talking about building 1.5 million homes. But of course, his government set to continue the mass migration policy of the Conservatives. And by that forecast, that will mean another 2.5 million net new people arriving in that same period. As for the economic outlook, well, warnings from the chairman of Reed, the recruitment giant, UK heading for recession. Their data showing a 13% month-on-month decrease in job listings, 26% decline compared to November 2023. And you see Richard Tice, they're one of those worrying about a huge number of jobs that could be lost due to that Labour budget. And you can see here again, hiring slumps, the index covering hiring intentions at its lowest level since 2020. And as for the government smashing the gangs, well, they allowed another 600 people on 9 boats in a single day recently to come across again. Unsurprisingly, the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, no timetable, no real plan, no deterrent to stop this crisis. And so you end up now with a situation where after that Starmer reset speech, you've actually seen Labour's approval rating dropping to a record low. And this is pretty disturbing for the government. Just 18% of the country now approving of the government's record. You know, this should still really be the honeymoon period. And yet you see 59% of the country disapproving. Labour's support, Labour's record, the support for this government, already hitting a record low. You may say, yes, well, there's a long time till the next general election. But just remember, there are May elections next year all over the country. And as things stand, we could be in for some very dramatic results indeed. As ever though, guys, I will, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and much more. Please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Head over to heaver.news, my Substack newsletter, to stay in touch with me. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.